and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, John.
Good morning.
We have any liquor license, beer license?
None. I move to make a motion to approve the agenda minutes and no liquor license.
Second that motion.
A motion made and seconded to approve the agenda. There are no liquor license. Any other questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Well, I had a couple meetings last week. One of them was with Glen Haven. The big discussion up there is that they're going to stay there. They're going to be there. They'll be the lone tenant pretty soon, especially when the state backs out here, maybe in the next 6-8 months. Who knows? But Mid-America Energy and different ones are working with them to get electricity, water, things like that are essential. Could take some time, but everybody's willing to work with them and stuff. They have acquired 2 more buildings for laundry purposes because it's running about $9,000 a month for Nishna Productions right now to run the laundry. So, which they think is a little much. They would just as soon hire 1.5 people and do the laundry themselves, keep it on campus. So, just looking at. Had a Board of Health meeting, rather interesting. I put out that the state has told us there will be a Board of Health in each county starting when the state takes over.
Think of the date on that.
I would look at the end of 2025. That's all he said. He says, should be in place by then, but they don't even have mental health done yet. So I think they're a year out on it myself, from what other people have talked. I asked them if they thought about working with, they had a chance to be hired part-time nurse to go to Council Bluffs, help out with some things and stuff, and they didn't think they could do that. And then I also stated to them that other counties around are working with Pot County. Fremont County has more or less stepped over us and went to Pot County, so I thought maybe it'd be a good chance for them to go up and get their feet wet with them, but that kind of fell on dead ears. Talked about budget and stuff. That's about all that happened with the budget talk. Don't have much more to report, so Lonnie, up to you.
I had a Fourth Judicial District meeting. It was quick and short and sweet. The state's taking them over, so it's just like they've done with mental health. They're going to do with whatever else. So they don't like it. They liked it better when we were in charge, but it's above our control.
Are they gonna try and have an advisory council or anything?
That's what we are now, but
That's you are now?
we're basically irrelevant.
So, no. Well, we're no different on mental health.
Same thing.
We got 9 guys that show up and we sit there and look at one another like,
There's no
why are
action
we
taken.
here? What are we gonna vote on?
It's frustrating.
Approve the minutes?
That's all I have.
No.
So I was with Richard to the public health meeting. Just wanted to listen and see. And then Thursday afternoon, I had a conference call with West Central. They are kind of nervous about what the federal spending is going to be. And of course, they're in a lot of great programs that our county is always with Central and preschoolers. So they are proud of Mills County, however, they are still looking for a couple of teachers to get them started, so hopefully they can find them soon. And with that, that's all I got.
Oh, Mr. Mayberry.
Okay, you got the second teamer this week, so
Easy.
Jake is,
We'll take it kind of easy on you then.
okay.
We'll lower ourselves for this, Kevin.
First item up there is seeking approval to purchase a bead blast cabinet. That's, for you that don't know, just a little device you can put parts in to clean them up. It's kind of a labor saver instead of getting out the, solvents and sandpapers and doing things by hand. These machines just stick the parts in there and clean. So,
How much did it do?
pardon me?
How much did it do?
Oh, yeah. Looks like we've got one picked out. It's a Scat Blast USA 960 DLX Deluxe Abrasive Blasting Cabinet. I can leave this with you if you want. The order total is $2,067.93. And again, that company would be Scat Blast.
So how big of parts can you put into this cabinet?
I knew
Okay,
you'd
'cause we
ask-
got one up at the
I knew
shop.
you'd come up with something I don't know.
I've seen it work.
I
It's
really
really
don't.
cool in a sense.
Yeah.
It maneuvers these bearings, I don't really want to call them bearings or whatever. It sucks and rolls them around, and as it does that, it moves the product that you put in there. Oh, you got a bad bolt, I'm just using small things.
Right,
Uh,
Yeah.
I would ask Kevin if we could wait till October to purchase this.
Really, for what reason?
Well, you know as well as I do, taxes don't come in until 1st of September.
Ah, okay,
Unless this is a dire need of,
well,
do you two have any
yes.
problem with that?
it would probably be a little bit safe, but that's in his budget, right?
Yes, yeah. Budget for this, there should be, I'm guessing there should be, leftover cash in secondary roads. No?
I wouldn't say there isn't, I haven't looked at it, but I've asked other departments to kind of weigh a little bit.
Yeah, it's another month, it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Blame it on me, I mean.
Yeah. I'll just tell Jake you got up on the wrong side of the bed.
Jill's made a request, I'll be further.
I'll just put a note for that.
Well,
Well,
what
we can make
really hurt us was, a week ago, we had a little over $750,000 payment, for expenses, and she says, I can't stand very many more of them, so
Okay.
we decided, if you would please, I mean, if it was something that was emergency, I wouldn't say anything, but
Well, if anybody else would ask,
Or can we make a motion for this, so, and then put it in for next month?
It doesn't matter. I mean, we can, just, bring it up, the first meeting in October.
Okay,
That-
all right.
That shouldn't be a problem. We'll just,
All right.
would, I guess, delay the action until, for another month.
The first of October.
Okay. All right. The next one isn't gonna cost you any money, so.
Yay!
Since, Jake went out and, reviewed the, new, roads on the Woodfield subdivision extension. And so he's got an acceptance letter, addressed, to, Amy Peterson, the auditor, for, phases, Woodfield Major Sub, Phase 2 and 3 improvements acceptance. There is a caveat on here. He's accepted all of the road improvements. They did correct a couple of deficiencies from earlier, but the caveat is the developer shall remain responsible for filling the ruts, rills, and gullies along Glover Road and fully stabilizing the ditches on both sides of the road. At the time of full stabilization, the developer shall contact Mills County Engineer to request acceptance. Upon acceptance, the ditches of Glover Road shall fall under the responsibility of the Secondary Roads Department. And that should fit in with anything we would do for erosion control. You need 70% the entire area. That doesn't mean 100% here and 30% there. It's a minimum of 70 for the entire area. At that point, things should be pretty stable. So that's the only caveat to the acceptance. And with your acceptance today of this official recommendation letter, the 1-year period specified in section 25.5.10 of our subdivision ordinance shall commence.
I make the motion to approve the engineer's certificate for the acceptance of Woodfield Collision roadway improvements.
And I second that.
And there's been a motion made, and seconded to accept the engineer's certification of Woodfield subdivision roadway improvements.
This is 70%.
He didn't call out the 70% there. He just, I mean, that's what we will use. Yeah. And, you know, that can be a bit subjective. I mean,
Sure.
not a real easy way to measure that. But,
Sure.
that's the way we handle bridge jobs and other road jobs. The only other thing I had, pardon me. Sorry.
The motion made and seconded, maybe I went through that, I don't remember. Anyway, to engineer certification of Woodfield subdivision roadway of improvements. Are there any other questions, concerns by the board? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Excuse me, Kevin.
Sure, yeah, that's all right. The last thing I've got is just a note for this Friday. I'll head up to the quarterly Hungry Canyons Alliance. Some sharp elbows to get $1,000 for a cost share for a structure replacement on 360th Street. I don't call it a bridge because it's less than 20 feet long, but it is an old Greenwood structure on 360th Street, just south of Cary. It's a unnamed tributary to the Nishnabotna. Should be yeah, right over here. Let's see, a little bit farther south. Here it is. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Greenwood structure was named after a guy from Fremont County. His last name was Greenwood, that developed these timber structures with a concrete slide for grade control. Most of those were probably put in the county from 1930 to 1950. And that particular one, the slide is no longer a slide. It's
Slide in a hole.
Yeah, so the water just comes straight off the abutment.
Does anybody go past it?
Oh, yeah, the bridge itself is fine.
Oh, it's just
Until
easy.
the water starts, eroding the piling. But
Oh my gosh.
Hungry Canyons will grade control portion of the structure. Actually, Jake had this designed for another program, I believe with the NRCS, and that funding for whatever reason fell through. That happened before I came back. We are trying to tackle it again with Hungry Canyons. Jake does have in the budget, I believe, 350,000 for replacement. The cost is going to be closer to $500,000. The grade control portion of the structure, and that would be the concrete slide portion, is 160,000. So, and that happens to be the maximum amount that Hungry Canyons will give out. So, with that 160 is 3 to 350, we've got it covered. I would imagine he will try to let this in the spring. Don't know, probably be a local letting here, I would imagine, instead of going through the DOT. So, yeah,
Kevin, would that be a lot cheaper to do in, you taught me about,
that's what this is. It's a,
if that's what
yeah,
this is.
it's a box culvert with a kind of a let down structure at the end, so.
Because I think that is so cool.
And
And we're still at,
again, it's not officially a bridge because it's not long enough,
Got
north to south.
The box will go here,
Yeah.
but the spillway that they would want to use would be down
No,
this,
other way, Lonnie.
to the flow east.
Yeah, we're flowing east towards the mesh.
This
and
would be,
that's still $500,000.
So, at a future meeting, I'm sure Jake will bring a copy of the completed plans to you. Again, he pretty much had it done earlier, so they're just kind of freshening up the, and updating the plans, so. We shouldn't have that big of a trouble with the Hungry Canyons Alliance. I believe there's quite a bit of money left there and not a lot of projects have been turned in. So having said that, we'll show up Friday and there'll be 10 other people.
Right. John isn't still around, is he?
Well, I was coordinating with him. He's actually not around. He's up in the Mason City
He
area.
is gone.
Paul Osmond from Crawford County is getting ready to retire and he's gonna take over for John.
That'd be a good fit.
You think that'd be
Yeah,
good?
Paul would be a
Yes.
good job.
Very well knowledgeable. I don't know if anybody
Yeah.
could beat John.
And
He's pretty smart.
Paul is knowledgeable because he has been involved in the Alliance for a long time, but yeah, it's pretty tough to beat John Thomas's expertise. So, anyway, I don't know if he'll be there or not, we should be in pretty good shape to receive
Good.
all of what we're asking for here. I turned the package in to John Thomas last Wednesday morning, and his response back was it looked like a very worthwhile project and asked me for some additional photos. So I went out there and saw the condition it was in. So,
And agrees that needs some help.
there's not a danger to anybody using that right now. But it's just something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Okay, good enough.
That's all I got.
All righty.
Okay. If I go out and pay my taxes, we could probably do that. Last.
Yeah, okay.
Too.
Yeah, pay mine too.
I don't have my checkbook with me. So. Well, that would more than cover that.
Well, you never know.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
Thanks, Kevin.
I get that kid's place. Y'all three can come on out. Come on up, bring a chair, one on wheels there.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. You guys have it in front of you, but I wanted to make sure that you have extra copies. What are you all doing?
Great, how's Rachel?
you know what, Rachel's doing wonderful.
It's good.
My child is mobile. Makes life.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah.
The dogs are not happy.
Yeah.
It's such is life, right? So, we all know me, I'm Rachel Reese.
I'm Marty Strand. I'm Laura Uphoff.
So I'm here in the capacity as a parent and also being a part of the board of the Kids Place Childcare Champions. So Kids Place Childcare Champions was started out of necessity with GRC closing. We knew that Kids Place had to move locations. And so in partnership with the Glenwood School District, they are building outside of the building. And then we have to come up with $1 million to build up the inside of the building. And so that is what we are working on, is procuring $1 million. For us, what we know is that childcare here in Mills County is necessary. We know that if Kids Place were to close, you're looking at 70 kids that would be without childcare, and then they're all vying for very limited spots. And as a person who is just recently trying to figure out how to find her childcare, basically from here to Council Bluffs for newborns, there are no spots available. We were lucky if we were able to find one. And how I was able to find one was in a non-licensed home, which is always scary. But then through this, I was able to get into Kids Place. And so that has been beneficial because now you have fully licensed, fully vetted individuals that are watching and caring for your children through an accredited program. We know that we need both East Mills Child Care Solution and Kids Place. It is not an option for Kids Place to shut down. If you look in the packet, we have some data for you that is available. It's just some high level information around what the landscape looks like for child care. We know that currently within Mills County, there's a child care desert. There just aren't enough. And I had a conversation with actually Donna at Donna's Daycare, and she was saying that basically everybody that she used to work with around childcare, they used to meet regularly, have since closed. And so what we know is that we're going to see a decrease in childcare availability, and that's why also Kids Place is necessary. And then also with that, we also know that 10 plus children per an open childcare spot is what it's at right now in Mills County. So Kids Place goes away, that increases dramatically. So what that means for Mills County then is either people leave because we don't have childcare available here, or they look at different options that are unlicensed and not so safe. So we also put in our fundraising goals and kind of a budget situation of where we are at. So this is the budget. This is what we're looking at. The construction of the building is the in-kind donation that Glenwood School District is putting forth. And then the interior build out is what we are fundraising for. Currently, we have $30,000 that has been received, and we have $684,000 that is pending. One of those pieces of the $684 is the Lakin Foundation grant. And what they're asking is that there has to be a portion of that that is matched. So that's really why we're here today, is to see if you would join us as we start to kind of create the future of childcare and match part of that with us. What we need after that will be $286,000, and that's where we start to kind of hit the ground and do more grant writing, and we're asking the businesses to step forward as well.
Match it as,
So they haven't said that it's a one-to-one match.
okay,
It does not need to be a one-to-one match.
okay.
But there needs to be a portion of it. I think what they're looking at is a quarter of it being matched. So, yeah,
Okay.
which is normal for them. They do like that because I think what they've seen in the past is that there hasn't been a lot of momentum in Mills County to find those matches. And so they're asking that their money have some due diligence put towards it. Yeah, they want to give it to us. It's not a matter of that they're trying to find a way out of it, but there has to be support.
Is the Western Foundation, are they?
They've already given us, yeah, we've already
They're
gotten,
already,
yeah, we've gotten 20,000 from them,
okay.
yes. And Donna was with us.
And Rachel's story about not being able to find childcare is not me.
No.
I mean,
Because it's on Elm Hunt, it's too.
Yeah.
yeah, it's everywhere. Before I was able to get into Kids Place with my youngest, I commuted to Omaha Monday through Friday with my infant in the snow. We all have stories like that. So I think being able to do, well, I know that being able to keep Kids Place here and in the Glenwood community, it's also going to keep money in the Glenwood community. It's going to keep people here. It's going to keep employees here. And I'm sure So Rachel, I don't know if you're gonna touch on this, but we are hoping to partner, well, we do have a partnership with Iowa Western Community College, and so we're hoping to also increase our numbers up to 150. And so that would double, and also hopefully we'll be in a location where students, high school students can work, we can increase staff numbers, and then with that, also get some employment experience for kids.
How much did we commit to Malvern? 250,000.
That was using the ARPA money, correct?
It was the first 150 came out of ARPA. After that, it was where you said wherever the first 150 did up front, and then it's 20,000 for the next 5 years.
Okay.
And you just had, yeah, we just had the first, October will be the first payment
And I think it's
after
important
the
to
150.
note that currently on our wait list, we haven't done second check for their previous wait list.
Officially too, I know I spoke with Lisa recently,
Yeah.
and she thinks it's closer to 90.
But on top of the
Yeah.
There's definitely a need.
Yeah, so if we were able to do this and expand our numbers, then you're looking at that wait list dramatically decreasing and allowing those families to stay here and have that peace of mind, which is imperative right now.
Well, I had a meeting last week with, Iowa Western people, and, he looked at me and he said, well, Richard, you should really do what you can for the poor kids down there in Mills County. He says, them poor kids are just struggling. I said, wait a minute.
You really should, Richard, you really should.
We agree.
Where did you come up with this poor kid? Oh, he says, they don't have any money. I said, "Well, you could give a little more.
Taxpayers don't have any money.
Yeah. But no, it's all over. We was at quite a large assembly, and he come up and talked to a lot of us from this part of the county or area, on this. And he says, this is probably one of the most vital things that needs to be done in Mills County. He says, I know you have one coming in Malvern, but he says, it will take care of itself. He says, there's plenty of people over there traveling on 34 that will probably stop there and fill up first. So,
And the subdivision will bring a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the demographics of our county, East Mills, and I've had lots of conversations with kids who are over there, that it's not an either or, it's a both and. Because really what we're looking at with East Mills is that they start to take care of all the kids in Henderson, Hastings area, and Silver City, and then we start to take care of all the kids that are in this area as we continue to grow. And we know that a lot of counties are seeing decreases in their populations, and part of that is because childcare does not exist. And if we make sure that we have that infrastructure, then we won't see such of that like rural flight that we're starting to see.
There have been reports from teachers saying that if they lose their childcare, they would not be able to stay with their children.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see us matches what we do for Malvern one way or another.
Well, we definitely gotta know what the first part of the year is gonna be like.
so we laid out how much cash?
250,000
250,000.
total. We started with 150,000, and then this year will be the first payment of 20,000, and you agreed to 5 years of that, so it would be a total of 250,000.
Is that something workable with you people?
We can talk to the team. Our runway is really short. That's the only issue that we have is I think we're looking at a June 2025 needs to be built out and moved over. And we're kind of working with the state and with the new superintendent around what does that actually look like and what does that runway actually need to be, because it is a very tight runway. So cash in hand, we wanted everything kind of in hand by January or February of 2025. So that way there was no increasing cost. We're stopping because we know that once those contractors leave, getting them back just increases that cost even more. So we can talk to the superintendent and kind of figure out what that looks like.
I'd say this is just, I'm in support of it for the same
Yeah.
amount.
I'll just
But-
make a motion here that I would like to see us match the $250,000 that's Same thing that we did with Malvern.
I think it's just a matter of talking to Jill with how it looks
Yeah,
on that side of where it comes from, because the ARPA, until the jail's done, we can't touch anything.
right.
And it's
So
not
if we
enough
do it like Melbourne, then we come up with 40,000 for the
No.
next 5 years.
there. No,
Yeah, 20,000,
we gave them 150,000.
Right.
Up front,
right,
and then 28 for 5 years
Right.
after that.
They're not much ahead.
And we can have that conversation today.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation.
So we'll know. And that way we can figure that out.
You made a motion.
They did.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded to approve $250,000 Kids Place Champions. The $150,000 up front with $20,000 for 5 years, paid over a 5-year period. Is that correct, Lonnie?
So let's have a little second.
Ready?
Our schedule out with yours.
Yeah.
We have to find the money first.
And are you guys comfortable that if we take this then and share with Laking Foundation that you guys have committed to that?
If you need a letter or anything to take with you,
It'll be in our minutes.
Amy,
Yes.
Okay.
like, we can type one up and
Yeah.
I can get
I'll
it
coordinate
signed.
with Amy. Perfect.
Okay,
Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Would the lost funds be something
Could
that
be.
we could look into?
Could be.
Yeah, we'll have to, there's also other
Well, we have
options for that, we just have to talk to Jill, we'll sit down and figure it out. We just haven't done that.
We did okay a $2,000 thing for the engineer. We're okay. I'm sure we're gonna get a phone call,
Or I'm
don't
gonna get a
you?
visit from my neighbor. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
take care of that, will you?
I will. I'll
That's
call
what's making
Yeah.
me a little nervous, but
Well, it's not this month, you're not saying.
We'll have him paid up back.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
We're good.
Is there any further discussion, questions? Not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank
Thank you,
guys.
lady.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
it's the only money. Good old taxpayers.
We appreciate that.
Get keep the money here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're canceling the 2080, we'll
Okay, I wanted to,
Table it.
Yeah.
table it until after the 17th.
okay, did you have a chance to talk with Matt about the stuff I gave you?
He didn't show up.
Okay.
He had back surgery the next morning, I think he was in the hospital when he called me Thursday night.
Was it like planned or was that like,
Well,
I need surgery?
they,
now type
they
deal?
burnt some nerves off in the back.
We're online here.
Oh, yeah, so he's recovered.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to kick me, but
Well, I don't want to hurt my foot. I hit the table sometimes, so.
okay, next on our, agenda is Resolution 2426, Public Health FY 2425 appropriation.
So this is per what Brenna turned in for her line items for the 115. And the reason it's able to be done separately is how it's set up in Department of Management, so we're able to do it this way for them up to a certain dollar amount. But they still need to go through looking and approval and what's going on with it.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2426 for additional funding for the public health 2425 budget, which is also the money that we've budgeted for them, just setting the appropriations up.
And this is their second time of getting 115,000.
The first time they got 155,000, plus you advanced them 177,000, I think $441 for revenue that they're still supposed to be bringing in. They brought, I believe, around 80,000.
Okay,
But most of that is pass-through money that has come in. So I,
from grants and,
It's for the, most of it's the vets grant, and I believe
Okay.
there's around 13 or 14,000, I could be off a couple thousand, that is actually usable money for them, that they brought in revenue that's not vets money.
Okay.
And we already paid them 150.
No, you have to approve this, we
No,
gave
no,
them
no. I mean, we
155,
We did 155,
and
Yes.
177.
77. We've never done 115.
No, this will be the first one of the 115, and then again, you had, guys had said December 30th would be the next one on the 115, and then March 29th of 2025 for the final 115, and that's all in here.
Should probably have a second that discussion.
And I second that for 115,000.
Okay, there's been a motion made and seconded to approve resolution 2426, public health FY 24-25 appropriations for money. You got the 115,000 in them. Okay. Is there any other discussion? If not, roll call.
Crouch,
Yes.
Mayberry,
Yes.
Benton.
Yes.
We want to bring Ms. Charleston up.
Yeah, it's a good for
If I got a deal for you, I'm not asking for any money.
Like that, right?
The Bible
We
reading.
don't know whether we take them kind of deals or not.
Bible reading marathon, this is the 9th year for it, and we would like to use the county lawn out here and for that, and we would like to do it on the 14th of September.
Okay.
And we thank you for your cooperation in the years past and look forward. I don't know, I wasn't even gonna do this year, but the Lord nudged me
There you go.
to do it. And this year Rebecca is too sick, so Don Zimmerly will be helping me
Oh, good.
with it.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to
Okay.
approve the permission of the courthouse law for the 99 county Bible reading.
And I second that.
Been a motion made and seconded to permit the use of the courthouse lawn for 99 counties Bible reading. Any discussion, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I would just say people can look on, we'll get it up on Facebook here this week, so people can do their sign up and come and they can read and everything. They can do
And then
it.
Bible always to come. It's really a unique experience. It's fun.
Yeah,
We
thank you.
like to sit and
Thanks,
listen.
Betty.
That's great. Super. Thanks, Betty.
Thank you.
Mr. Patrick.
Nice.
Let's see. I'm gonna do-
Paper here.
Oh, yeah.
Already did it.
You're quick. What'd you do? Okay. What's the total?
115.
So you think you'll like this?
I'll have Jill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jill said she's going to come today.
Talk to these people up there in Des Moines when he was there, you know, these new people and stuff. And, so they said they were in the operation of taking over anything, they were just here to help. So, what procedures that aren't being covered. I think what helps is that the older people have retired are coming into this and, you know, try and alleviate as much problem. But I have no problem with what
Right.
I've read here. You can go ahead and sound. We want
No.
you to-
Hey, Luann, it's Patrick. I'm ready if you want to come on down. Thanks.
You know, in their tax Oh, I take your spot.
No, you're good. I warmed it up for you.
That's gross. Could you pass along that?
Here.
Oh, okay, we've all signed it.
So we are not under any contract with Solutions, correct?
We are under contract.
We are, so this is why,
Yeah, every year we have a contract with Solutions.
okay, this is why the big decision.
Yeah, because this will be above and beyond.
Bring a chair up, Dwayne.
No, well,
Come on.
you don't get out of this one.
Yeah, you're up front.
So yeah, just going back in what you said, this, we have a contract with Solutions for the software and support. We're just not getting the support, unfortunately. And this company, Rugen Gov, has seen an opportunity, and they've gone out and hired several previous Solutions engineers and support people. And they're offering a support contract above and beyond what Solutions offers, so like a second tier support. So the contract would be is, they would be our first call for support issues with the Solutions software. And if it's something that they can't help us with, or it's a programming change that's needed, then they'll contact Solutions on our behalf to initiate that process. The cost is a little bit higher, we're up 15,000
Annually?
annually. And again, we've got the support contract with Solutions that we're locked into, so we have to, if we're gonna do this long-term, probably next year when our contract's up for renewal, we're gonna have to negotiate with them to knock some money out there, since they're not really providing the support that we're needing. Now, just the conversations I had with Mark, long-term, they're open to the idea of making a competitive product potentially, although that's not enough. That would take some time. I said at least a couple of years. So I think this will give us support we need immediately, and then long-term, maybe this gives us an option in case theirs doesn't get their act together. Or if there's not customers that maybe they can't support that product.
So when's our contract up with Solutions?
It's every year, so every July 1st. we sign
Every
the
July
contract.
1st,
So
okay.
end of June, we'd be looking for a new contract.
But right now, there's some things we can't do without Solutions. And
I think every
Renew,
department has examples of.
Renew
tickets.
can't do some of the stuff we need.
Yeah, there's clear
Oh,
changes
got
they
it.
can't make that only the software developer.
Right.
Yeah. So there's limitations for sure of what we're doing.
So how's that gonna be with Solutions when they know that we're gonna sign a contract with another company, but yet we still need Solution to,
Mhm.
I mean,
I'm not sure how they're gonna respond. So they sent out an email last week, discouraging customers from contacting former Solutions employees who may not know the software
oh,
anymore. I guess our response to that would be, we should apologize for us having to do that in the first place. That's how bad their support has been. Now, they didn't say anything about other companies. To me, this helps them, it takes the burden off them, and they still have the customers, but I don't know how they're gonna take it.
could it be to the fact that Solutions would refuse to answer
Because that's
any
their
of our
right.
department?
They can't refuse us, I don't know, maybe that's a question for John. They could probably refuse to work with this company. I think that's probably their legal right.
John, could they do that? Oh, okay.
Maybe that's something where we don't want to make a decision just yet, let John and Sean review it, but I don't know.
These guys just need to be able to call someone and fix their stuff because
Right.
they get held up. And if they can't get an answer, then they can't move forward, whether it's for us, or it's for citizen at the front desk, or all, across the board. So any help that we can get these guys to be more efficient, the better.
Yeah, I think each department has examples of tickets that they have that just aren't being resolved or even answered at all. Now, maybe we have legal recourse with the Solutions contract. I could give that to John too, to get them to, but if they just don't have the staff or the knowledge base there to do it anymore.
I mean, they don't have days to wait to get their
No.
questions answered. That's what
We're
I'm
waiting.
after.
Counties are waiting
Some
on it.
companies got to help them.
And Solutions, since Harris took over, had such a loss in their personnel
Wow.
that they just don't.
That's
have
really
people
going
left.
downhill.
Yeah, they're just not,
These are the.
they're not giving us the support that we need
Not at all.
after listening to what these guys deal with. So
We had an
why have
solution
software
that
if you
got
have
stuck,
support?
and there was nobody that could help us. So when it finally got pushed through, which was the very next day, and we had to go back and timestamp it because our money has to match at the end of the day. They still didn't help us, Deb from this company. I talked to her at Isaac.
Well, and it was this company that helped us through the tax process on some situations.
Oh,
that
it
we were
was.
having- yeah.
So they step up. They're
They
stepping
have
up.
been constantly, otherwise we wouldn't be getting through any of the stuff that we've had issues with, and I think in any of our departments, and, they know their stuff, and they're good at it, and
They are.
this is.
Good.
Deb used to be a reporter years
Yeah.
before Solutions,
So are other counties also going into this?
Many.
They're talking
Yeah,
about
this
it.
That was the buzz at ISAC. Every treasurer, auditor, supervisor that I hung with were either talking about going to it or had already made the decision that they're going to it. So it was when that hot topic.
So I'd say they was one of the busiest booths.
Yeah,
Somebody else told me that I
Yeah.
talked to, said that was the busiest booth
it
that I
was.
saw.
And Solutions was just kind of standing there by themselves. People were just stealing pins.
They do have nice pins.
They have great pins. That's
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, the annual contract for this would be $14,000. That gives us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 support. And, business hours, so if that's something that they can't help us with, they'll try to work with Solutions or Harris
Okay,
if they're willing.
but they will call Solutions.
If it's something that they can
Our,
get them,
our employees don't have to worry about calling
we'll
Solutions.
see how that works, but yeah, that's the plan.
We have 2 software support contracts, so our employees can call either one.
Yeah, we would encourage them to call these people first. just
Exactly,
Because they're not
that's
getting
what-
support.
I would
I
like,
think most of them have got used to not getting answers from Solutions,
Yeah.
so it's not good, but it did come in at the right cost. I thought it'd be $2,000, but it's 15, so it's not in my budget. It's, the Solutions line item is probably accounted for already this year,
Right.
so. I don't know how we get funded exactly, or if there's a desire.
Well, the desire comes from you guys. If you want it, then we can find a way to.
well, you're not happy with Solutions. So we gotta get something for you guys.
And in my case, I have gone to other treasurers to help me try to figure things out,
They've done it before.
which really isn't
Right.
fair,
Not
but,
their job.
yeah, exactly. And I am one who has gone to a former person and has helped me immensely to get through some of the stuff.
But I feel it's gonna take at least 2 years to get this thing ironed back out.
That's why I
Solutions,
encourage you.
Solutions have got so much, Renew is trying to build, they gotta get everything that Solutions have, take over or something. And there could be quite a conflict, I don't know. Would there be?
It's not an easy endeavor.
No,
This company has products in some states in the south. But for what they've told us, Iowa's much more difficult, there different rules and processes, so they've got to build that software out to kind of match the Iowa rules.
And they come from where?
They're somewhere in Florida.
Oh.
Which is where their
A
headquarters
lot
is.
of them require to go to Solutions.
Yeah, and their local person that we've been working with is here in Glenwood, Mark Carr, who started,
I got it.
Yes, got that.
I mean, there's only really 2 vendors right now, Solutions and Tyler, so competition would help. If nothing else, maybe it'll make Harris realize they need to get their act together.
Right.
It is an expensive undertaking to switch vendors, so it'd be nice if they did get their act together. But if they don't, then we might have
So-
a backup option.
Once we go with Renew, does that mean all software that everybody's gotta get, or?
No, it's really just a support
Okay.
number that they'll call and a support email that they'll reach out to, so they're just opening their ticket with a different phone number and email address.
Good.
But it's people they're familiar with, Chuck and Deb, Sam.
Okay.
But I can get this contract to,
you're welcome to come in, we're spending your money.
You owe me, Crouch.
Let him have it.
So do you.
Oh, I'm gonna do it now.
I'm
Uh-oh.
good.
Yeah, you'll work in there too.
Well, did you pay enough money? I mean, did we break you?
Well, I discovered after years and years and years and years, I finally read my paper. And my
Blame
house
Jim.
is classified as
residential. Has been forever. Not agriculture.
That's an assessor
Yeah.
question, because I believe it's how many acres it sets on. Is it
Acre
set
and a
in,
half.
is it set with your farm ground?
It always was until, well, my brother and I, we split it off, split everything last year. He took the north side, I took the south side. And, but it's always been in my,
Yeah, I would go talk to the assessor.
I did, they're gonna switch it back.
Oh, but not for this year.
No.
Okay,
So you're not ag residential, you're a resident.
Yeah,
Got it. Of all these years, it's always been.
I looked at this and I thought to myself, what the hell have I been doing the last 40 years?
Not reading.
Not reading, that's right.
That's because we've got the taxpayers people can understand.
Well, this is pretty nice, really.
It is nice.
Yeah, Jill worked hard on that.
Not quite
I
as
mean,
easy.
do you need the older generation might be able to get this figured out?
Well, hell, yes, we can.
That, I
Do they get
don't know,
do they get
taxpayers
much
are
older
paying for
than me?
schools, I don't know, that's a big plus.
They ought to teach us in school how to read a tax assessment. How to do it.
They should, it would be a quick class.
Of course, they ought to teach you how to
How to read it
balance your
right.
checkbook too, but they
Yeah,
don't do that.
yes, so true, so true.
Okay, well, you guys keep at it. Work
Yeah.
hard.
We kept it at a minimum this week, so
Well,
Yeah.
Pretty well
we're,
normal.
we're letting you put money in the bank before we spend it.
there you go.
Well, you guys take good care of the county.
Thank you.
Thank you for trying.
Conferences in your neighborhood too, you better watch out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I thought, oh my God, he got a new truck?
Yeah, that's very good. You guys take care now.
See you.
I'll feel better next year from my kids.
Poor guy.
So do we need to make a motion on this, Patrick? What do you want us to do?
If we can afford
This
it, we
was
can
just
make a
for-
motion right now.
No,
It's just for
we're gonna put it
I
on
mean,
next
it's-
week's.
Yeah,
It
we have
sounds
to-
like it's,
I don't know if,
it's a must. It's gotta happen.
It really is.
Do we wanna wait
Are you
till?
okay with it, John? Have you been
Or
reading this
attorney?
stuff?
Yeah,
Do you guys have time if I get you the existing solutions contract to maybe look at the two and?
can't compare them.
Yeah.
So, I
We'll
mean,
put it on for next week for
30,000 for the two,
Okay.
it looks fine, it's
Discuss
14.9.
it and then. we'll put it on for next week.
You'll get all the services listed within it, and then anything that's
Would you
outside
prefer
of what they require.
I would.
Anything outside of the 8 to 5 are off shift hours, you have to compensate them essentially overtime for it at
Struggle with
the
it.
applicable rates.
I sent another ticket.
I'm assuming when they say fiscal year, they're referring to our
And the
fiscal year of
Jake, I
July,
couldn't get him to
first
reach the
our
phone.
starts.
Not even. a
In the
reception.
event we did this and you didn't like how we're doing, we'd have to,
Fixed now.
we'd have to
It's
cancel
at
it
the
90
end of the
days
month. I
for
can't go on
the
any
new fiscal
further.
year,
I
so
have a problem at the end of the
I
month.
think that puts it
I'm
around
stuck.
early
So you could send in a ticket, you
April.
can wait
I would-
3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
Longer.
some really-
Then when
Around there, they'd have
But
to, we
when
have
I
to
don't
give
get
notice
my
before,
stuff done,
then,
the
hey,
auditor can't get their
like,
stuff
April
done.
next year, hey,
The schools
no,
need
fix
their
it.
money by,
Yeah, we're done.
and the townships and the cities by the 10th of the month.
Yeah, you,
So
send me the other
I'm
one,
on a deadline.
and I
I
can
have to
just
have
kind of
it
do a
separate.
Yeah,
comparison.
Yeah.
Should
that
I-
one would feel like
That's what I
they're not
mean. You
meeting.
guys
So-
can't wait. You
Yeah,
gotta,
that's
you
the spirit
gotta
of the
understand.
What's the other treasurers or to?
And just to make sure, we
They're
do,
15
the
grand.
only offices that support this are assessor, auditor, engineer, recorder, treasurer, that's the only coverage we're looking for.
Yep, those are the offices that
On
have
the
solutions
recorder
software.
side, I was worried
Okay.
that somebody was doing a search.
Yeah, it's pretty standard agreement, so as long as you're comfortable with it, but you can send me the other one, and I can do a comparison, see if there's any major differences in what they're offering.
There's like 3
Okay.
days. So, no, I think it would help us tremendously.
Yeah, then Patrick, you'll bring back the stuff.
What's that?
Because it wasn't been on for the.
No, it was East
Yeah.
Michigan got stopped. Then when they did do it, push it through, they pushed it to the next day.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of that right now, but we'll figure that out.
My money has to match, yeah. And then the East Michigan, the image for index, it was not on my records. And that's what it probably was.
Well, we're gonna let Jill get back, get collecting
We're
money.
gonna go collect money.
So next week we can vote on this, give John a chance to compare between solutions
I'm gonna send you the other one and I'll,
and the other contract. Okay. That sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I did take in over 243 $50,000 in taxes over the weekend with ACHs.
You're good.
Nice.
There
Thanks,
you go.
Beth.
They like
They
that.
spend about a lot of people, they prefer that.
Okay.
It's simple.
It's easier for you too.
You have an e-check for 25 cents, you can't even send anything to the mail for 25 cents.
That's right.
So we send e-checks.
And it's worth their time that they don't have to.
Right, we're trying to take off time.
Exactly.
Good mind.
Right, exactly, yeah. Yes,
So it makes sense.
yes, very much so.
Good.
Thank you.
We're gaining.
Yay, we're getting there.
Getting there.
Thank you.
Thank you. We need Steve to come up.
Someone gonna jump in on this factory. Puppy.
I told us to get quick mornings.
I'll just let you know that I didn't have a quorum meeting for public health. I took the minutes down to John and he said, well, just tell them they can't use these minutes, you know, they're no good. And so I stopped the meeting and I said, well, I'm sorry, folks, but you can't approve these minutes. You didn't have a quorum from the last meeting and if you ask a person to approve something that wasn't even here, and Mr. Buttons even says, folks, I wasn't here. So I just died like that. They didn't,
They didn't like it. Estimates for window washing.
Yeah. Ms. Amy wanted me to
I said, figure out what it costs.
get some prices to do the windows around the building. So, got 4 of them. I don't have any preference either way. I will say that the gentleman who gave us the $800 bid, I did not meet him in person. He didn't come out to the building. He looked at it from a program that shows you the outside
Okay.
parts of the building and based his estimate on that. Okay? So this is what we're looking at. I think there's 4 bids there, 4 estimates.
Do they have to, rent a, lift for these tall
No.
ones?
No, they
No?
have poles that, they call them power poles. They feed water into them. And they'll get on a ladder and then use the pole
Okay.
and go about doing it. The gentleman from Ramon, did have one interesting thing that he added in his bid is that, he would use a glass scraper since the windows haven't been washed in quite some time outside of when the guys put these in, they wash them, but up there, I don't think we've washed them since they put the new windows in. He said there's gonna be residue on there, and if you don't scrape, then you're just gonna be washing the residue.
Oh.
And he was the only one that brought that up. So, other than that, they all seemed like fairly decent guys.
Okay.
And I think we're just planning on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
This is,
so,
so we have an idea. It's
we
exciting.
may have another one
Possibly.
coming in later, somebody that Amy knows. So this is just some groundwork
Okay.
on what we got going on.
Okay.
So, just let you folks know what we're looking at.
Is this in your budget?
I wouldn't give you any news on that, but
I know. Just wanna check. So we've got one from Council Bluffs, we've got one from Omaha. And
Bellevue,
Bellevue is where the Window Warriors is from.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if there's anybody around here that doesn't. The,
Carol doesn't.
Huh?
Carol doesn't.
Oh.
I did talk to the kids down at the jail about who was doing theirs. And Sabrina was supposed to contact me with that information. I didn't hear anything from her, so I don't have that information.
Okay.
I could probably find it out if I kept pestering her, but. All right,
Okay,
Sounds good, Steve, we'll take it under advisement.
okay.
thanks, Steve. $800, $1,200, and $1,100.
11's almost,
Mhm. Right.
pretty off close, except for the one that didn't come.
Is that it? I make the motion to adjourn at 9:15.
And I second that.
And a motion made and seconded to adjourn at 9:15. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.